What's going on, guys? So this is a partially crushed box, this is an orangey ball, and this is the hashtag Balls for Balls Master Grade Monday. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so it is finally a Master Grade Monday for the MG Ball K, or Kai, or Kai, or whatever. I don't know how I just said that. But anyway, it's been a little bit long time coming. It was supposed to be out last Monday. Things didn't work out that way. But here we go, finally. So what we have here is, of course, the box, which we've seen sort of from the unboxing, and then, of course, from when I received it. And once again, I'll point out the fact that it got a little crunched in shipping due to the way it was shipped by USA Gundam Store. Normally, at least for the last couple orders I got from them, didn't have a problem. This one got crushed because it wasn't packed very well. So that sucks, but, you know, I'm not a box collector. Well, despite what the shelf up there would suggest. Either way, so we got an awesome image of the ball there doing the thing. It's shooting at the it's a Dom test type, but I think it's Zaku test type. So this is the cool Zaku test type. It's got like the Dom legs, if I'm right, if everybody was telling me that. And this one was from a series that I could just completely forgot. So we're just gonna skip that. But either way, it looks pretty cool right there. You've got the harpoon thingy kind of flying out right here. You've got claws, you've got lights, you've got thruster, you've got Bandai logo right there. You've got Bandai 2005, made in Japan. That's pretty cool. And you come down here and you've got the twin 180mm cannons there. Oh, it's from 8th MS team, I guess, is what that's saying right there from the OVA. Cool, either way. So you've got winch there. Harpoon thingy, there. Harpoon, there. Arm unit. It is arm unit. Front view. Yeah, I see that. It does things. You've got stuff I can't read because it's in Japanese and I'm not, and it's so old that it doesn't have a thing. So RB-79K. Ball. Anyways, rear view. Looks really good there. Of course, they lie to you on the box because it shows red inside all the thrusters. It doesn't come that way. So it's up to you to paint it. Which, spoilers, I did not do. So there you've got the whole inner frame section there, all the coolness going on there, detail, all the stuff. So you've got some lights going on there. You've got the Emperor's window from Star Wars there. You got the inside of everything. A lot of panel lining inside is what they're trying to show. Pilot and crew. So you have a pilot and you come with 2 crew members, which I also didn't paint this time around. I did for the Verka. If you want to see that, of course, you can always pop up there into the thingy and go look for it. Cool. And you come to this side, and you've got repeat of the box art, but much more zoomed in. RB-79K ball. All the things looks pretty nice. Pretty nice. And you got display where you can basically just take it all apart and have none of the stuff on it. One of the weirdness about this kit is that it has a whole bunch of internal detail that you just cover up. You got materials, you've got ABS plastics, more than likely, as I was telling you there. So you got plastics, you've got metal bars, you've got wires right there, and a rubber boot from polycat material. Markings! It does come with a buttload of markings, both stickers and dry transfers. Spoilers, I didn't do the dry transfers yet. 180mm cannon, that's just if you went with the single cannon option, but apparently the dual cannons are also 180mm, which is cool. And that's the obligatory show everything in a box picture. That's pretty cool. And you've got whatever that says. You got all the different types of plastic there. I don't know what TPE is. Of course, I know what the other ones are. You got a warning signs, little guy with the toilet. You got 2,400 yen. Very nice affordable kit. I think I paid $24 for it, so I actually caught it on sale. And you got CG Works is by Kaida Yuji. Neat. New ball. Still upside down. You see nothing. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get right to it. No build montage for this one because I built it mostly on a live stream. So it's that. Let's go! Wasn't that a nice commercial break, guys? And here we've got Mr. Ball K. Looks like a ball. That's K. Just orange. Got carotene. Just go with it. Anyway, so it's pretty cool. If you've built the Verka or any other version, basically it's almost identical in virtually every way, with the exception of the new add-ons, such as the new bumper lights up here, the new light bar, which the sticker is not sticking to. That's unfortunate. And the winch right there. Those are pretty much the main differences between this and normal ball kits. I say normal, as it were, because I think there's only 3 MG kits total. You do get the cool stand included down here. And if you watch Zeta Gunplow's review, he was talking about how weird this thing constructs. And it is a little bit strange, but it's actually super solid when it does. So the different parts have to, not necessarily sandwich, but pass through each other. So these little parts have a tab here and then this foot kind of tab there. And it passes through a slot here and an open gap down there at the bottom, and then they kind of stick together, and then you cram the T-shaped pegs down through the base. It is a super strong little support. It's awesome. And I mean, it's not like it really clicks in or anything. It's just resting on it, which actually sometimes can make it tilt. And if you're wondering, yeah, that nice flipping about part there is the winch with the tow hook or grappling hook or whatever you want to call it. Now, there's a whole bunch of different options for that, which I'll cover when we get there. But before we do, let's go ahead and do a quick comparison with our good old friend, the Verka, which is here. Now, one thing you'll immediately notice is the color is different. I know. Who would have guessed it? And also, the Verka has a lot more color separation and detail and stuff like that. So different grays and stuff. Like this part is a slightly different gray than this, and so forth, where different stuff is slightly different. Also, some difference in gun color and the fact that there's a little bit more color separation there. Though I will say, it does come with this gun as well, but once again, no color separation. This is all the same stuff where you've got a difference up there. Kind of disappointing, but, you know, it is what it is. This, I believe, is far more closer to a painter's kit than anything. They do still have the same twin front arms setup, but there is a distinct difference between this one and this one. This one didn't shatter on me whenever I built it because I didn't panel line it using pour type panel line markers, which is what did all the damage on this one, if you go watch that review. If you don't believe me, you can still see the cracks. Right there. Well, focus. There you go. See how that's nice and shattered? Yeah. Don't panel line it, guys. I know I mentioned that before. So that is all ABS plastic. And actually, that makes a big difference for something else that I did that I was wondering why it wouldn't work. You also get the differences here. You can see you've got these kind of toe thingies out the front here. You don't here. It's a totally different, this entire piece is different. You got this bar here. Though I do believe this one comes with that stuff. Same thing with this bar up here. I could be wrong, but I know it comes with the panels for sure. One thing that is slightly different here is the stickers around the front, because it's the difference of being a Verka or not. So the stickers down here are different than the stickers over here. It's a difference of bar sticker across here. And the ring sticker kind of that's supposed to go around here gave me such hell. I ended up peeling it off because I could not lay it straight. It's a curved sticker going on a beveled curved surface. It's incredibly difficult to place. I gave up. And you know what? I don't care, to be totally honest, because this one to me is the more ultimate configuration of ballness, so to speak. Now, one other cool difference is in the arms. And you'll see here the arm pods are extendable on this guy. You can actually kick it forward. That's pretty neat. I don't know what it does for you, but I like it. And you can see you've got very similar end caps back here. The thrusters on the back are identical. The only thing that's lacking is the dry transfers that I did do on the Verka. But, you know, It is what it is. This one I was doing is much more a straight build. This one I did customize to some degree, adding some chrome, adding some silver. The inside is very, very well detailed. This one I did nothing at all. I just didn't even panel line the interior, not a thing. Honestly, I just wanted a simple-ish build. I mean, other than panel lining, which I did do. I did panel line this guy, as you can tell. I did use the brown port type marker on the body. Because orange you use brown on for the most part. You can use gray, but brown looks better. And I used the old school this type of Gundam marker, or panel line marker, to panel line this guy, because this is a heck of a lot less strong than the pore type. And I'd have actually sharpened this down just a hair to really get into some fine lines with it. And I will admit, right now, I screwed up on a bunch of stickers on this guy. The symbols were really hard to read, and they're very small, and I put some of the wrong ones in the wrong spots, resulting in just incorrect sticker placement for quite a lot. I really need to, like, dust off this set or something. Look at this. This has only been sitting here for like a couple minutes. It's already filthy. But yeah, that's it for comparison with that guy. But we can bring in our other balls for balls builds. So the two ball and cups. That's awesome. Now, there's probably no chance that they'll ever make a mobile RO that's that size, but it would be awesome. And I was about to reach for the full mechanics, or figurized mechanics balls, or Haro, to show you the size difference, but it's put away at this point. I cleaned my room the other day. But yeah. Oh, and if you're noticing, I'm going to bring this up now. So one problem I had, and I mentioned this, was the breakage here on these front arms. You'll notice that the arms are not actually attached right now. This one was always able to be removed. This one would not come off. It was just stuck. So when I was over at Rodimus 13's house, I finally got it to come loose without breaking off for a fourth time. And I cleaned off all the excess paint that was keeping it from moving. One thing I might do in the future is remove the nub that keeps it from turning so that those arms are posable. And I needed to come in with a hint of this gunmetal paint to touch up any places that when I had to re-glue it again, got screwed up. Now, I finally discovered, after looking at the kit that Rodimus had put together, why I was having such a hard time getting these to stay. They're ABS. Why? Yeah, so the arms and stuff on even the HG ball are also ABS. Did not realize that, and of course I built them so long ago I probably would not have even realized. So that's why they won't glue the same way to styrene, which is what everything else is. There you go. So now the more you know. Put that guy away now. Alright, so articulation is fairly limited on these, if you don't recall from the Verka review. But you do have a ball joint mounted inside a nice rubber thing here, which is pretty cool. And once again, we already saw the sliding gimmick. You do have the elbow, so to speak, right there. You do have the extra joints for each of the arms. The arms themselves, or I'm sorry, the bottom sub-arms can be folded back like so and just be all chill like that. So you can just float around like, I'm a ball, I'm a ball. Kind of like that. I don't know why he sings I'm a ball as he moves around, but he does. I also know that it's, now anthropomorphized. So all of the fingers, so to speak, the claws, are movable. You do move this bit. Even the part that the wires are in does move ever so slightly, just to kind of get out of the way. That's also a very interesting part of the build, that it gives you that little chunk of red wire. You have to cut it to length, tie a knot in one end, feed it up through, down, around, and up, and then into the other side. And then you just sort of leave it there. It's actually a really neat way to do it. Kind of a pain in the butt if you have tiny fingers, but if you got some good small tension tweezers, it actually works out pretty well, if I'm honest. Now, one thing that is incredibly annoying to deal with is actually this guy that's been flopping around all this time. So you do have a sticker that's on there, which is funny in and of its own right, and you've got this big, long plastic piece running back to the winch. So it is a harpoon that can fire out and whatnot like that. This is, of course, the end of said harpoon. And it does, this part does move in and out. Whoop-de-doo. And this part is sandwiched together in a really poor manner, if I'm totally honest. And the way you take it all apart, because you have to take it apart, is you just yank that whole front end off. And then you set your ball back here to not worry about it again. It would be cool if it was actually like a wound thing, which it isn't, of course, which it wouldn't be if we're just going to be honest about stuff. And like I said, it's dumb. Like, the way this clips on is also dumb. This is all like super thin plastic, so you gotta be really, really careful with what you're doing with it. So I gotta get the camera in there. There we go. Looks like a propeller, if I'm honest. It is just clipped on, and that happens. So it's just clipped on to this little tiny loop. And this is just what it is. This needs some glue, if I'm honest. You do have the little kind of slot right there, which only comes in handy if you're pegging it on, like so. They give you a ton of options, none of which you really want to use because it's so fiddly. You can see right now, all I'm trying to do is put it on top of that tab, and it's fighting me 10,000%. 10,000. Okay, so there we go. Now you do get two kind of complete sets of this, because you also get this, which is the reeled in version, and the compact version, and you can switch things in and out depending on how you want to arrange it. This one is actually glued together, not here, but in here, so it would stop falling apart on me. Actually, that's upside down now that I look at it. And you also get this other more compact section for that. Now let's go ahead and pull this off. Leave this part here. I'm going to unassemble this, not disassemble, unassemble, and very carefully try to remove this guy without breaking off the wire, because it's incredibly tight. So there's that part that comes out so easily. There you go. So you remove that, and you can see you've got that hole right on the inside there. Now you're going to want to put that back in there. Where's the other end of it? Here you go. And you can see that this goes in like so. Well, it should have gone in like so, but it decided it didn't want to. So that means it's easier to go ahead and plug it in on there, and then try to like sew it. Make sure that's facing the right way, which I think it is. And then you just kind of sandwich that guy back together. Then you can take this arm again. That's upside down, isn't it? Nope, it's just crooked. And then you can take this more compact version, just now facing the wrong direction because I'm not paying attention to anything. And if you want, you can pull that off, tuck this under, place this here, and swivel the whole mess up underneath, and now it's all compact. Now, if you're saying, well, then why does it have that hang? I don't know, because apparently the harpoon attaches after the fact, after it's been deployed. I don't understand it. I really don't. I try not to. I'm going to go ahead and open the cockpit door because it annoys me. I'm going to say, like, compared to the Verkada, this one is much more fiddly. I don't know why. It just really, really is a lot more fiddly. I had problems with the armor going on all the way in comparison. So I don't know what's going on. And if you have this disassembled and stuff like that, you're going to lose these parts. Let's just be honest here. I kind of want to leave the compact version on here. Just because, but it will rotate. It will tend to fall apart. If I had not glued it, it would be falling off right now. I guarantee it. And then this whole thing right here of just not lining up and not wanting to tab together and just being a gappy mess annoys me. It really does. Oh, one thing I didn't mention before is these little guys do move up here. These little thrusters on top. I like that option. That's pretty cool. And once again, oops, I forgot autofocus is the thing that happens. There we go. You do get the thruster that comes out the bottom very easily, like so. I wish it had the multi-thruster bottom that like the HGs have, but I guess we just don't do that on this. I don't know. Maybe the shark mouth version has it, and I haven't, because I don't have that kit, I don't know. All of these thrusters here, 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 and of course that one, and then the two out the back should all be red on the inside, and they're not, because they hate me. Even if they had just made it an insert, which would have absolutely made sense, especially back here, given the way these are assembled, would have been cool. Now you do have a hinge and a ball joint, so you can make this thruster kind of go wherever you want it to. These are just fixed. Don't worry about those ever again. The gun does rotate. I know I covered articulation earlier. I'm going over it again due to the weapons. It does rotate very nicely. Each gun is independently wobbly. I like that there's the gap in between for the muzzle. That's pretty sweet. And one thing you'll notice is that there are shiny green things there. Those don't come in this kit. I made those things. As previously discussed with many of my other videos, I like to hold on to my leftover shiny bits just for that. These come with clear plastic parts that are supposed to fill in there that you could totally paint if you have some Gundam marker or whatnot. I just laid them basically on top of the rest of the sticker. Mind you, this is still the sticker left over from the Gym. Go way back and watch that review. And just trimmed it to fit, and then folded it over wherever there was excess, and then crammed the piece together. And here you go. Super simple mod. In fact, might be able to pull it back out so you can see this. So you can see right there exactly what I'm talking about. So, clear piece, green sticker, super simple. Make your own camera stickers, guys. Super easy. And if you're not doing it, you're failing as a Gundam builder. I'm just kidding. One thing you could always do if you want to is light this thing. There's a little bit of room inside there, and you've got some cool portholes, and then of course your cabin here. You could totally light this guy up with some LEDs if you would like to sometime in the future make that happen. You could. And if you want to see what the inside of this thing looks like, well, I'm sorry, I'm not taking it apart to do that. I think, if I remember correctly, I did that all on the Verka video, so if you really want to see that, by all means, that's a much better looking kit as it is. These stickers are terrible. They are those just Tetron type decals, and the fact that they would put them over a round surface is really dumb in my opinion. They didn't even do that on the Verka from what I recall. I will say, much like assembling certain other toys and things I've done, putting these lenses in these lights is a pain in the butt. These little guys, no problem, they just go right in. This one is straight up and down, that one is permanently crooked. Once it got in there, except for trying to pry it out with a sharp blade, was never coming out again. So please make sure that you insert that correctly. I mean, it'll go in, but then you'll never get it back out. I've done that God knows how many other model kits, cars with headlights, stuff like that. It very much reminded me of that. Now, you could have always added some chrome marker back behind there. I thought about it, and I assembled it before I realized I couldn't get it back apart. So, sadness. I like the fact that these are like magnifying, so they actually look pretty cool, except that the only thing they see is the orange behind it. Could always just hit the whole backside with some chrome marker, or a sticker even, if you wanted to go there. Like, say, if you wanted the light to be green, could totally pull that off. Wouldn't be that big a deal. By the way, you do have all this nice molded detail on the inside of the cannon. I don't know why. They just do that. And you can remove this cannon and, of course, put on the big one. So you can get a whole different looking ball. Boosh. And if you wanted to be like Thomas Rice and his cool custom ball that has 3 guns, you could always try to drill a hole there and just blap, stick that on top. You know, you have multiple cannons. So I'm guessing the only real difference is that this is a much larger rifled barrel, but this is actually the same size cannon somehow. I don't. It's really what it says, that it's the same size cannon. I don't see it either, but you know, it is what it is. This is a very neat and cheap kit. I suggest the Verka. If I'm honest with you guys, I suggest the Verka. The cool add-on parts for this, I dig. I like the light bar. I dislike the winch. I like the extension for the arm pods. That's pretty cool. I just don't think that the harpoon is worth it unless you're going to have it permanently out there, or maybe if you want to add your own bendable wire. This was 2005. They could have done that. They give you wire. They give you wire with this. So, I mean, if you really wanted to do a pretty cool mod for this, just chip. Just go ahead and cut that bit off, and then just run a wire with the harpoon on the end of it. And you could have it all bendy. You can have a... Good lord. You could have a thruster bit coming out of it for all you know. Sorry guys, I was getting a whole lot of messages all at once. I had to kind of silence it. So, there's that. But yeah, I mean... Balky. All comes back to Perfect Strangers, guys. Half of you have no idea what I just referenced. I do wish there was like a way to mount an extra gun. Either way, I don't know. I also wish there were more ball kits. Like there's like many variants of the ball that are cool that we've never gotten kits for. The ball type F has very cool hardened armor and a high mobility backpack and stuff like that, and little stubby arms. Oh no, that one doesn't have stubby arms. The ball M, which is a mine layer ball, has little stubby arms and big thruster backpack and big mine ears sticking out the side of it, which I don't think it was even from, I think that was like from F91 era, something like that. Then there's, of course, the fisheye ball, which is probably my favorite, the coolest underwater ball ever. We need that variant. If there are kits of it somewhere, like even a third-party like add-on or something like that, I might consider it. I think that it's a very, very cool thing. But, guys, you are seeing this essentially the day before the contest ends. Now, as of filming this, the voting is still going on whether or not to extend the kit. But by the end of this, you'll probably know the outcome. But so far, it's going pretty well. And my buddy Josh Fisher actually found like 4 more builders just via Twitter that might actually be joining in very, very hopefully. But, guys, make sure you go check out all the Balls for Balls playlists so far. It'll be up in the description and at the end. If you need to do that, check out the Balls for Balls merch by all means. There's still time. Go ahead and buy some more merch. We can raise a little bit more money for the charity, whether it's in the contest or not. Go check that out at the link in the thing down below or up in the thing. I'm trying to put links everywhere. If you can't find a link for it, then I forgot to put it there, which I tend to do. But if you like this thing, go ahead and give me a big old temperature up. Give me a big old balls up. Hey, that's kind of how sort of how you would do a ball. Hold on, let's see if I can get him to do a thumbs up. I don't know if you can. No, it won't. It won't go back far enough. That's about as close as you can get to doing a thumbs up. Almost broke that. That's kind of dumb. Don't do that. All right, and of course, like I said, merch, Patreon, by all means. And there's going to be some changes coming pretty soon as I work them all out to the Patreon. Positive changes, actually, hopefully, to make that a more viable thing for everybody involved. And I'll see you guys on the next review, and I don't know what that'll be, but yeah. I'll catch you guys later. Remember, as always, to keep on balling.